Thanks, Prashant, for just taking the way forward, how we are going to work on the two-day conference. And good morning, everyone over here. All of you who have braved the weather, traffic to reach almost in time. In fact, I also was a bit delayed due to the traffic conditions, but still I can see a lot of people around over here. So, good morning to all of you, to distinguished guests, fellow industry leaders, members of the industry, friends from academia, if there are any, and ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you this morning. In fact, it's only one of the few times that when I'm given the dais in the opening slot, opening batsman. A lot of times I have a complaint that I get the time after the lunch, when most of the people start snoring after a good lunch. So now just to take the way forward from where Prashant has already put his thoughts behind. Now, if someone had asked me around 10 years ago, what would shape the future of the chemical? I would say that increasing capacities, improving efficiencies, or entering new markets. That was the thought of the chemical industry around 10 years back. In fact, today in the morning in the breakfast, all the industry friends, we were talking together. So in some of the sectors, around 10 years back, we were having a lot of imports coming to India. But due to these initiatives of increasing the capacity and also improving efficiencies, bringing in new technologies, we have now become net exporters of some of those products. So that speaks volume about how the industry has grown in the last 10 to 15 years. However, today the conversation is very, very different. As Prashant mentioned that the sunrise sectors are the way forward for us to look. So some of those sunrise sectors, what we are talking about is electric vehicles, which is, in fact, the government is also now promoting a lot in terms of giving incentives to the consumers, not even in terms of subsidies, but also to the manufacturers of the cars, so trying to improve the supply chain ecosystem. Along with the electric vehicles now, we also have another dimensions getting added to it, which is the energy storage systems. Now, with all the talks about the renewables, which we are talking about, the wind, the solar, and the green hydrogen, but most of these are not 24-hour supplies of power. Just like we have the conventional fossil fuel supplies 24 hours. So we need to have the storage systems. Reliance, Adani, and a couple of other companies are working towards this segment of trying to ensure that we have enough energy supplies stored and then 24/7 uninterrupted supplies. So this opens a lot of opportunities for the chemical and the petrochemical sector. Next, we're talking about big is the semiconductors. Just few days back, the government has announced through the Indian Semiconductor Mission, ISM, Part 2. Part 1 was when they announced the incentive for putting up the directly wafer and chip plants. That's when the Tata decided to put up one of the units, which is now coming up in Dholera. We also have some of the OSATs which are coming up across the country now. Almost 6 to 7 of them have been announced. However, as per the assessment, in next 10 to 15 years, we require 10 such semiconductor plants in our own country to meet our own demand. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. Just one plant coming up. After that, probably 9, 10 more to come in next 10 to 15 years' time. And in semiconductors, this kind of a opportunity which is rising in front of all of us. And in ISM 2, the incentives are now being announced. I think 15 July is the date, if I remember correctly, when the government is going to announce the incentive for the supply chain towards the semiconductor. So all of us who are sitting over here, who are trying to aspire for a supply chain in terms of giving the raw materials or giving the machineries, metals, polymers, gases, chemicals, or any other thing. So the incentive which are going to be announced is going to cover, I think it's going to be a tune of 38 to 40,000 crores from the government. So this is another next step towards trying to see how the industry comes into the supply chain of the semiconductor. Next is the green hydrogen. Green hydrogen is also much talked about. In fact, I would say that 2-3 years down the line, we may see a lot of green hydrogen plants coming up. Right now, there are some technical issues which I understand globally from most of the people who are working on green hydrogen, that still the commercial scale viabilities have to be worked out, supply chain has to be worked out. But again, that opens up another opportunity for all of us in the green hydrogen segment. And then we are talking about the clean energy, which is again going to be linked to the energy storage systems. We're going to talk about solar, we're going to talk about other things. Even solar industry is going to open up a lot of openings for all of us. So what may seem to be different industries which I'm talking about, but if you look at it a bit deeper, they all have one thing in common, that none of them can go without the advanced materials. So the era of commodity chemicals, which are the base, is fine, we have done good. But now comes the era where the advanced materials have to be planned. All of us who have the expertise and competencies should start thinking about that whatever are the avenues coming in front of us, how do we need to encash them? How do we need to do a forward-looking in terms of seeing that whatever bases we have set up, how to use those bases to go into the advanced material sciences. So it is not even just the, I would say, the advanced material, but also the technologies which are associated with it. So for all of us, it becomes very important that we go to the world, try to get the latest and the most efficient and sustainable technologies to see to it that we manufacture these advanced materials for these upcoming sunrise sectors. India has a tremendous opportunity over here. Around the world, several important changes are happening at the same time. Countries are investing in clean energy. Electric mobility is growing rapidly. So is the need for energy storage systems, as I explained to you. Then the other thing which is going to drive, because semiconductor is not getting driven alone. It is the AI which we are talking about, the data centers, the artificial intelligence, which is going to use a lot of semiconductor. Memory chips, you all must have read, are in shortage nowadays, the rates are going high. And the semiconductor industry, as I have been going around the world, in Japan, in Korea, Taiwan, in US, the entire companies are putting up great plans to expand very, very rapidly in the data centers. And data center, just imagine one data center from Google, which they have planned in India, in Andhra Pradesh, will require 5 gigawatt of energy. Similarly, I think 4 or 5 such centers are being planned by Reliance, Google, Microsoft, Meta, and 5 to 6 gigawatt of energy in each data center. And obviously for that, we require cheap and clean energy. That's how we all come into the picture. When I go around the world, there is one thing which I am understanding, which is there, that India has started playing a very, very important role in the supply chain. All these sunrise sectors. When I go to US, when I go to Japan, when I go to other parts of the world, the very first thing they look at for all the supply chain is India. Because some other parts of the world, in the Asian region, are not showing a great reliability in terms of dependence in supply chain. So India becomes a very, very foremost focus and centric in supply chain in all the plays which are going on around the world. So this is where we need to understand that all of us have a very, very important role to play in whatever is happening in the world in all these sectors. Not even in India, as the Prime Minister says, we need to produce for, not even for India, but we also need to produce for the world. So that should be the नारा फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस दैट कि हम लोग अपने लिए भी बनाएंगे पर हम लोग दुनिया के लिए भी बनाएंगे. And so I think that economy of scale can definitely make us much more competitive as compared to some of the other countries where we always keep on complaining that they outbid us, outsmart us in terms of the pricing. I think we can do better than them. The next is what we talk about is the sustainability part. I think one of the most important parameter which for all of us is important is water. Most of these industries, whether it is solar industry, whether it is semiconductor industry, whether it is hydrogen, it is going to require a lot of hydrogen, lot of water. The scarcity of water, we all know it's happening. If by chance we have an El Nino effect, in Mumbai itself, the rains got delayed, and we had some announcement that there is going to be a water supply shortages in most of the household and the commercials. So I think that is one area which is very important. We in GFL have also realized that this is going to be the need of the hour in the future times to come. Hence, because we had some fluoropolymers in our range, which were very important ingredients for the membranes, for the water treatment and ultrafilters for the seawater desalination. So I myself worked with my team for the last 2 or 3 years trying to develop that particular grade of one of my product PVDF to see to it that I bring up very efficient product over here, and through that product I also make some of the very efficient membranes globally. After 2 or 3 years of great R&D work, as you said, innovation, so we try to innovate that, and today we have successfully made that product, got approvals from most of the customers globally, and now in India I am trying my level best to see to it that this membrane bioreactor technology, which is the latest technology in water treatment and effluent treatment plants, should be implemented in India, made indigenously. Normally, we see that it is the SBR technology which is being used commonly in India, because MBR technology, when we import, it's costly. Even SBR also is not that cheap, but MBR is definitely costly, but it has its own advantages. I am trying to develop something. I have developed some prototype, trying to install in my own plant. I want that the MBR technology should come at the same price as the SBR technology in India, so that that particular efficiency can be given to the Indian industry, Indian households, so that water shortage should be removed. 100% water recirculation is something which we are, we want to aim for next 5 to 10 years in this country. So this is one of the innovation which we have done. We are also just anticipating the requirements of the advanced materials. We already have got some of our products approved for the EV application, for binder application, which is very important for the fast charging and longevity of the vehicle. We also got approvals from the accredited customers globally for one of our products for semiconductor applications, which is the heart of the semiconductor operations. So we are now successfully supplying to Japan, Korea, Taiwan, and also US. So we are getting ready, and also we are investing around 400 crore rupees as a new capex for some of the new advanced materials for the semiconductor applications, and also some of the gases and chemicals also for semiconductor applications, another some 300 crores worth of expansion. So we are getting ready for it. The journey is not easy because the quality requirements are very, very high. We need to understand what kind of a purity is required for these sectors, but we need to be ready. So I would in fact request all of you over here just to think about these new sunrise sectors, how you can now have your base molecules with you, and how you can innovate and create what we want to go for the next sunrise sectors, and see to it that we become a very important part of the supply chain. So that's it from my side. Thank you very much. All the best to everyone. Have a great 2 days over here for sharing the knowledge. Thank you. Thank you very much.